Hi, dear Sandra, dear Albert. Here we are again with another short interview with you, Albert. Where are you now? Just curious.
Oh, yeah, I am now really close, in fact, to my new homeland, which is Thailand. I'm now in India and giving here a seminar to the training for doctors and pharmacists in India.
Mm, that sounds nice. So here we are. Last June, we made in Spain. We organized, Sandra and I, the seminar for plant excursion and botanistic observation in Madrid. And we were really happy. So we wanted to continue with a new seminar next June that will be part of a broader training in anthroposophical pharmacy. Next seminar in June will be dedicated to Tria Principia, and this is why we want to do this little interview to explain everybody who could be interested in the study of nature, its laws, the processes, following, as you sometimes say, an external and internal path of knowledge. That's what we are looking forward. So first of all, for the ones who doesn't know you yet, I want to introduce you, if you let me. Yeah, so you're Albert Schmidli, originally from Switzerland, although you're living now in Thailand with your wife. Uh, and so you are chemist, you're pharmacist. You were over 25 years in Veleda, Switzerland, as head of the Department of Development of Anthroposophical Remedies. After that, you kind of follow the training or the teaching path, and you've been doing international trainings in pharmacy and medicine all over the world, as you are doing now in India and as you will do in Spain. We are so lucky for that. And also, yeah, your father and grandfather, and you're living now, when you're not traveling around the world, you are in Thailand with your wife, View, in this beautiful resort, Aurora, to help the impulse of anthroposophical medicine in Asia. Did I miss something? Albert, you can add.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's a long story, but I'm really looking forward to work with all of you in Spain again because it had been such a wonderful moment, our last plant observation seminar that we had.
Thank you.
Yes. So, Albert, hello, and thank you for being again with us. I will be asking you some questions about how will be the certification and the course and the modules we are going to do. So, about how would you tell us what are the 4 elements and how do they relate to the Tria Principia in the context of anthroposophical medicine and pharmacy?
Yeah, thank you for the question, dear Sandra. Yeah, I mean, the 4 elements, the principle is most of the time misunderstood because it's really about the lawfulness that we can observe in nature. And there are the law which are carried by the physical, by the solid. And there are other laws which are carried by the liquid, by the element water. And there are other law carried by the air. And there is another law carried by warmth, what we call fire as well. And so what we will do is, in fact, we are going out to experience really the phenomena of the solid and trying to find what we find as a universal law acting in nature. How can we find it back, this law, now individualized in the human being, and looking to what we then call the 4 members in the human being. So finding really experiencing really laws outside and finding this law individualized back in the human being. And this is already a bridge between processes in nature and processes in the human being. And I think it's so important, at least it's important for me all the time, that not just speaking about intellectual, not at all. It's not about to postulate intellectual 4 elements. It's really about experiencing them and getting inner evidence, which makes you capable really to see the bridge and work with this bridge that the 4 elements are building between nature and the human being. And this is a huge help to understand the human being, which means yourself as well, for sure. As are you call yourself a human being, and also how we can work with this knowledge in medicine and pharmacy and in daily life. So that's more or less the concept of the 4 elements. And then, and then the threefoldness. Because there are, we look to the 4 members, but then we also realizing that functional in the human being, we can see there are 3 main actions. One has more to do with our nerve sense activity. One has more to do, and this is quite a kind of polar, with our metabolic processes. And they are mediated by our rhythmical system. So we can find this threefoldness in the human being. And this wisdom coming, in fact, from the Rosicrucian alchemy, and has been renewed through spiritual research and also natural science, that we can find back in nature as well 3 main activities, 3 main processes which are somehow ruling nature. And so there will be one thing which has to do with forming forces, which bringing things to a halt, to a sustainability and a kind of crystallization, you could say. And there maybe we can work out together the connection with our nerve sense system. And then we can look to what is called the process of sulfur. And sulfur means the carrier of the sun, means the carrier of warmth. And realizing now how in nature this activity of burning, of kind of inflammation, a kind of dissolving and destructing things to change into something new, we can observe in finding out how it relates with our metabolic limb system and with our will, and mediating between what has been called by the Rosicrucian alchemist the Mercury procedure. And Mercury, for sure, the planet Mercury we know is a planet who is can be seen either in the morning, from the night, from the darkness going into the day, to the light, or in the evening when the sun is setting and Mercury is following, or in the morning Mercury goes ahead and the sun is coming. So it's a threshold. So it's between light and darkness. So it's a mediator between, and we will work on that very phenomenological looking to the process in nature, looking to the processes which are called Mercury, and how we can find them back in the human being. And also work out how this is helping us to understand the functional working together of the systems in the human being. And at the same time, how now we can, through pharmacy, through working with plants, minerals, or animal secretion, how with this wisdom we can transform nature's substances into healing substances. So this is more or less the overall concept. It sounds maybe at the moment a little bit complicated, but we will go to experience it. And I think we will have a lot of excitement as well and wonder to look in the world of wonders. Yeah,
Yes.
maybe as much.
Yes, so I was planning to make you some questions, and then you already gave us like a little lecture that include all the question in and all the answers in one answer.
Oh, yes. Oh, sorry for that.
So no, I like it. I like it. So I've been working in notes, so maybe I can summarize a little bit what you said.
Yes, please.
So maybe I make like, if I had it clear, you correct me, okay? So we are going in this seminar, we're going to experience nature, right? All the processes that we find in nature that had been described in the 4 elements, right? And we are going to learn about these processes in the nature and learn how to recognize them in all the living creatures, these processes, including people, including human beings, animals, but even plants, I think, right?
Yeah.
So these 4
and
elements
minerals.
and minerals. So these 4 elements interact with each other like in 3 forms of processes that are the Tria Principia processes, right? Am I right? And these are the processes that you are going to show us to recognize in the material, in the substances, and how to work with these processes and forces to make them healing substances for living creatures. I believe that in we can do it in anthroposophical medicine, veterinary medicine, anthroposophical medicine, and maybe also in agriculture. We can use all these processes even in agriculture. So these are the sulfur, mercurial, and salt processes, right? Did I summarize a little bit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would say this knowledge, which hopefully then will be born out of experiencing it, yeah,
Yes.
is helpful for all situation in life. It's
Yes.
also helpful to understand processes in society, or
Yes.
when you are working with children, how this basic knowledge of the human being can be a foundation for many, many situations.
Okay. So the processes we are going to experience and see and learn could be transformed into like a metaphor to apply in every situation in life, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactamente.
Okay. So as we were saying, this will include a lot of hands-on practical work exercises, right? In the seminars.
For sure. This seminar is really meant to be a kind of a hands-on, or you also could say a soul-on, or a mind-on, so that the whole human being is involved and we will make a lot of observation, we will make a lot of experiments, and we will have, at least I hope so, a very liveful exchange of observation, of perceptions. And then we are also going out of this richness. We will also go to make some pharmaceutical processes as an example how to transform what is there as a possibility in a healing plant, for example, to be transformed into a healing remedy. So it's also a task that you learn, and these are things you can do by yourself finally. And the task is really to make you capable to produce remedies, either just for yourself at home, that's a possibility, but in a much broader aspect, really in a pharmaceutical professional way.
Yes, I really like your answer, Albert, because you said, I'm going to repeat what you said. I wrote it down. Transform the possibility into a reality, you know? I like this because you can do it with anything, right?
Yeah.
So this seminar is a part of a course, a broader training program. Who do you think is it designed for in this structure that we are going to do it? And can you explain us a little bit how will be the structure and the different matters we are going through this program, the whole program?
For sure. So we start with this basic to understand the 4 elements, the Tria Principia, and also we are how from the understanding of a plant we can develop a remedy. We will do that. So that is the basic. And the next step would be, so the next module that we have in mind would be really going through the pharmaceutical processes which are there. And anthroposophic pharmacy has an unbelievable huge of palette of different kind of processes. So there we will go to do all of them and try then also to understand how through different kind of processes we are guiding what is laid down as a possibility in a plant or in a mineral and so on towards the human being. How we can address some function in the human being, some physiological function and so on in the human being. That would be more or less the second module, really doing it. And then we will have a module where we will look to the so-called planetary metals. And this is one of the most beautiful moments when you start really to understand by observation, by scientific observation. This is all science, what we are going to do. But a science which is not excluding our feeling and willing and is only head orientated, is a science who is addressing the whole human being, and we also need our whole perception capacity that we have as a human being. So there will be the planetary forces. We look to the planets, we look how they are connected together with the metals and how we can transform the metals then into healing substances, and also where we can find back where is the relationship to which organs in the human being, and as well what is called the chakras. They are coming in as well because there are also energy points in us which are connected with the planetary forces. So this is a very interesting module, the module number 3. And then we are also going to to look to very specific. In the next module, we are going to look more to the galenic. So all the galenic possibility, how to make an ointment, how to make globules, how to make a trituration, how to make oils and so on. So that we are really going and doing all the different kinds of this galenic situation, of the way how we can apply remedies then to the human being, and why we are doing it with an ointment externally, or why we are doing it with internally, oral or injection, and so on. So that will be the next module. And then we are going really to look to very specific remedies of the anthroposophic medicine, which are called the dorons, which means a gift for a certain organ, for example, the cardiodoron, a gift for the human heart. So there we will really try to understand these compositions and how we can make compositions by ourselves. And then maybe will be also a module coming in addition, which goes more to speak about animal secretions, how wonderful it is to work with the toxin of the apis, of the bees, or formica of the ants, or snake toxins, and so on, how they can be used. And then we try to understand the being of the animal, and not just looking to the chemical substance of the toxin itself. So that's more or less in a brief way what we are going to do over the 5 modules.
Okay, super interesting. And I think this structure, very well organized, will it have any kind of official recognition for the Goetheanum, or any official certification?
Yeah, thank you for this question. For sure, nowadays it is important. Even the main thing is for sure that you are training yourself, that you are getting to be capable to do it. But for sure, recognition is important. So there will be a certification for the pharmacists who are doing the course. They will get a certification of a specialized pharmacist, specialized in anthroposophic pharmacy. And this will be recognized and also shown on the certificate by the medical section of the Goetheanum, and by the IAAP, the International Association of Anthroposophic Pharmacists, and as well through the WHO. Stop now. I have to repeat that.
Okay.
WHO.
Yeah, W.
Okay, I start again the answer. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for this important question, Sandra. And even the most important part is that you learn by yourself how to perceive nature and how to transform the forces of nature into an active remedy. To be recognized nowadays is very important. And yes, there will be a certificate for the pharmacist, for example, who are doing it, a certification which will be called pharmacist specialized in anthroposophic pharmacy, which will be signed by the medical section of the Goetheanum and by the IAAP, the International Anthroposophical Association of Pharmacists, and by the WHO as well. So I think this is a very good recognition that we can offer. And for the non-pharmacists, there will be a special certification of attention of participating this course. And
Okay.
again, the most important part is you will learn how to transform nature into healing.
Yeah, I was thinking that beyond certification, this at the end, this is a warm welcome to anybody who feels called for this path of acknowledge that it's based in observation, in using our senses to observe reality and go and then build up this acknowledge. So this is a really warm welcome to anybody, even if it's not into anthroposophy. We had participants last year who didn't know anything about anthroposophy and joined the plant observation, and they were really glad and really amazed, and they didn't feel like losing any rhythm. So at the end, for Sandra and for I, it's a warm welcome to anybody, and also to introduce yourself for those who doesn't know you, and just with this video to feel also welcome from you and your warmth. So beyond these, and just to close this little interview, how would you describe for everybody this path of acknowledge from medical plants to anthroposophical remedies?
Yeah, you know, I think we are all so challenged nowadays. And it's so hard to find the truth, to find reality. And we are all interested in reality, isn't it? And so this, what we call spiritual science, is really an attempt to search in a kind of scientific way for the truth. What is real and what is illusion? And so this is the main help, I think, for all of us really to be capable to find out the truth. And because when it comes about healing and you go to meet a plant, and now not just only looking to the ingredients, to the active ingredients, you're really looking to the plant as a being by itself. These are moments where you may meet yourself as well, because somehow all the process in nature you can find back individualized in yourself. And so find out how a arnica, for example, can be active in you, because there is something which is close together. We are somehow, we are born out of the same, isn't it? Everything started out of the same, and there is a relationship. And with this relationship, we really can transform plants by going through very careful, worked out steps to really find out what is the healing potence in a plant. And we can do that without analysis, but it needs the whole human being. And this is a path which is not only finally transforming a plant into a remedy, you will also see that it helps you to develop yourself as well and to get to understand yourself better as well. And then really to get to know the tools that we have to, let's say, help a plant to develop completely the gift that the plant is offering. This is so wonderful. This is really something where you can see you're not only preparing remedies for the human being. At the same time, you are working on the healing of nature. And this is so needed nowadays as well. So it's really a holistic and a true, real holistic attempt of healing.
Thank you, Albert, for giving us this broader view. And now Sandra and I will continue presenting the details of the training, but we don't want to take more time from you, Albert, that you already gave us your time in India and the time difference. So
Yes.
we want to say goodbye to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you.
And I want to thank you both so much that you put in so much energy in something what I think it's so important nowadays. And I'm really looking ahead to meet some of you who are watching this video. And it's always a gift to meet people who are searching for the truth. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Albert.
you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.